Yeah, you can start, Madhya, when you're ready. Yeah. Swamini Madhya, you can start, or you want me to start the prayer?
Sorry. Yes, Ruchi. Om Namo Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All words to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Today we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 7, verses 94 to 120. The Lord begins his tour in South India. Text 94. All the devotees remained there and fasted, and next day they all unhappily returned to Jagannath Puri. Text 95. Almost like a mad lion, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on his tour filled with ecstatic love and performing Sankirtana, chanting Krishna's name as follows. Text 96. The Lord chanted. Text 97. Chanting this verse, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as Gaurahari, went on his way. As soon as he saw someone, he would request him to chant Hari Hari. Text 98. Whoever heard Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chant Hari Hari also chanted the holy name of Lord Hari and Krishna. In this way, they all followed the Lord, very eager to see him. Text 99. After some time, the Lord would embrace these people and bid them return home, having invested each of them with spiritual potency. Text 100. Each of these empowered persons would return to his own village, always chanting the holy name of the Krishna and sometimes laughing, crying, and dancing. Text 101. Such an empowered person would request everyone and anyone, whoever he saw, to chant the holy name of Krishna. In this way, all the villagers would also become devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 102. People from different villages who came to see such an empowered individual would become like him simply by seeing him and receiving the mercy of his glance. Text 103. When each of these newly empowered individuals returned to his own village, he also converted the villagers into devotees. And when others came from different villages to see him, they were also converted. Text 104. In this way, as empowered men went from one village to another, all the people of South India became devotees. Text 105. Thus, many hundreds of people became Vaishnavas when they passed the Lord on the way and were embraced by him. Text 106. In whatever villages Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed to accept alms, many people came to see him. Text 107. By the mercy of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became a first-class devotee. Later, they became teachers or spiritual masters and liberated the entire world. Text 108. In this way, the Lord went to the extreme southern part of India, and he converted all the provinces of to Vaishnavism. Text 109. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not manifest his spiritual potency at Navadvipa, but he did manifest them in South India and liberated all the people there. Text 110. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowering of others can be understood by one who is actually a devotee of Lord and who has received his mercy. Text 111. If one does not believe in the uncommon transcendental pastimes of the Lord, he is vanquished by both in this world and in the next. Text 112. Whatever I have stated about the beginning of the Lord's tour should also be understood to hold for as long as the Lord toured South India. Text 113. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the holy place known as Kurma Kshetra, he saw the deity and offered prayers and obeisances. Text 114. While at this place, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his usual ecstasy of love of Godhead and was laughing, crying, dancing, and chanting. Everyone who saw him was astonished. Text 115. After hearing of these wonderful occurrences, everyone came to see him there. When they saw the beauty of the Lord and his ecstatic condition, they were all struck with wonder. Text 116. Just by saying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became a devotee. They began to chant Krishna and Hari and all the holy names. They all were merged in a great ecstasy of love, and they began to dance, raising their arms. Text 117. Always hearing them chant the holy name of the Lord Krishna, the residents of all the other villages also became Vaishnavas. Text 118. By hearing the holy name of Krishna, the entire country became Vaishnavas. It was as if the nectar of the holy name of Krishna overflooded the entire country. Text 119. After some time, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his external consciousness, a priest of the Lord Kurma deity gave him various offerings. Text 120. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mode of preaching has already been explained, and I shall not repeat the explanation. In whichever village the Lord entered, his behavior was the same. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madhya. So the context here was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to South India tour from Jagannath Puri. When he started the South India tour, he first went to a place called Alalnada, which is very close to Jagannath Puri. So when he went there, all the devotees of Jagannath Puri didn't want to leave Lord Chaitanya. They also came up to that point at least. And then they bid him farewell. And then Lord Chaitanya left that place to go to rest of the South India tour. So then that is what is described in the previous section until last session we discussed. Now let's go. Interestingly, Lord Chaitanya did not turn back to see them also because that was his strength of his renunciation, like that is described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Now, after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, the devotees who came until that time, they remained there and they fasted because they were so much in distress. And next day, they all unhappily returned back to Jagannath Puri is described. Then, how did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do his South India tour? That is an interesting portion from now on. So, this is a very famous things we hear normally. So, we'll go through that. This was when, oh, not this one, next one. Yeah. So, almost like a mad lion, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on his tour filled with ecstatic love and performing Sankirtana. He's performing Sankirtana and chanting Krishna's holy names, it seems. So, what does he say? This is a common prayer we hear. Lord Chaitanya is singing and going like that. What is the prayer? Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Raksha Mam. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Raksha Mam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahi Mam. So if you notice, the meaning is described in the translation here. That basically, oh Lord Krishna, please protect me. Wherever Raksha Mam is there, he's asking, please protect me like that. Praying, Lord Chaitanya is praying to Lord Krishna, please protect me like that. And also he's praying, please maintain me. Pahimam means maintaining, like that. The next verse also same thing. He's praying to Lord Rama, please protect me. Lord Rama, please, Lord Krishna, please maintain me, like that is describing. Oh Krishna, Keshava, please maintain me, like that. So that was how he was going all about South India tour. He didn't want to. So that's one more lesson for us to learn also. Whenever we get an opportunity, whenever we get little time, free time, we should chant the holy name. Whether it is while walking, while driving, or whether just moving from one place to another, there's some free time, we can chant the holy names like that. And then, yeah, that's 96th verse. And then 97th verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known also as Gaurahari, like that he went, it seems. And he, as soon as he saw someone, what is asking? He's asking them to chant, please chant holy name, Hari Hari, like that. So that is important principle also to learn. Later also we'll see here. So then whoever heard Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chant Hari Hari, they also chanted the holy name of Lord Hari, it seems. And Lord Hari and Krishna also. In this way, they all followed the Lord, very eager to see him, it seems. So that is a greatness of great personalities and Supreme Lord, that when you see them, we'll feel like chanting, like that. So now text 99 is another important verse. After some time, 99, right? Yeah, after some time, the Lord would embrace these people. Whoever comes to see him, Lord Chaitanya will embrace them. And then he gives them farewell, return home. But he invested them with spiritual potency. This is the important point. A beautiful purport here. Basically, this is describing that Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that this spiritual potency is composed of two potencies of Krishna. The spiritual potency is the essence of pleasure potency and knowledge potency, it seems. Knowledge potency means Chit Shakti. Pleasure potency is Antaranga Shakti. So that is the two, or Hladini Shakti, like that also is described. So these two potencies together are the Bhakti Shakti that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invested in everyone, it seems. So the purport is saying that when somebody is invested, who can invest this Bhakti potency? Either Krishna can do it, Supreme Lord can do it, Lord Chaitanya can do it, or is a pure devotee also can do it, another devotee also can do it. These potencies. When we are endowed with such potencies, we can also become another devotee, like that is described. So anyone favored by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was empowered with this Bhakti Shakti. So because of that Bhakti Shakti, they were able to spread the holy name in Krishna consciousness like far and wide, like that. That is the essential principle. This will come later on also. It's an important principle to understand. If a person like Sri Prabhupada is able to spread the Krishna consciousness so widely, so powerfully, that means he's invested with Shakti, is invested with potency by Krishna and Lord Chaitanya in him, like that. That is another principle to note actually. It's not ordinary to happen. Anybody can and everybody cannot do it without the potency given by spiritual master or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna directly, like that. Now, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces them and gives them farewell, when they return, those people return back to their villages, they're always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and they're in ecstatic mode, laughing, crying, and dancing, like that. Then they will also request everyone and anyone to chant, it seems, whoever they saw, to chant the holy name of Krishna. That way, all the villages would also become devotees of Krishna. That is another method. So the purport is explained that to become an empowered preacher, we need two things. One means we need the mercy of a spiritual master or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's one. And then also we should also request everybody to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that way we can convert everyone to Vaishnavism, showing them how to become pure devotees of Krishna, like that. So two things: receive the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna, and second is request everybody to chant the holy name of Krishna. Now, not only so, people from different villages. Remember earlier, people who came to Lord Chaitanya, they are becoming Krishna conscious preachers and going and making everybody devotees. Now here, people who went like that from Lord Chaitanya's association, they are called empowered individual. So when somebody comes to see them, then they are also getting the power of mercy of Lord Chaitanya to preach further, like that. They also becoming devotees and they also can preach like that. So just by seeing them and by receiving the mercy of their glance, they are also becoming devotees, like devotees and preachers, like that is described. So then, when each of those newly empowered individuals, Lord Chaitanya empowered batch one of individuals, batch one empowered batch two of individuals. When these batch two go back to their own village, they also converted their villages into devotees themselves. So like that, and for the second batch, when somebody came to see them, they also became devotees like that. So like that, empowered men went to from one village to another. Whole of South India became devotees. It's described. Now, when they passed Lord on the way and were embraced by Lord Chaitanya also, like that, everybody was becoming devotees. In that way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he stayed, in whichever village he stayed to accept the alms from people, many people came to see him, it seems. And the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became a first class devotee. And they all became teachers or speech masters and liberated the entire world like that. That is the Shakti of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Remember, Lord Chaitanya's pranam mantra is Namo Mahavadanya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Vishnu Mahavadanya, the most magnificent incarnation. That is why we are saying is the most magnificent incarnation, because he can give the mercy. He did not see who's qualified, who's not qualified. Anybody who met him on the way, anybody who came to see him, they all became devotees like that. Or anybody who came to see those devotees became devotees. And anybody who came to see the devotees of devotees, they have become devotees like that. So that is the beauty of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Now. So now next verse, Lord, yeah, he converted all the provinces in South India to Vaishnavism, it seems. Then is interesting this statement. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not manifest his spiritual potencies at Navadipa. What is the spiritual potency? We talked about the Bhakti Shakti. He didn't manifest the Bhakti Shakti to everyone who comes and meets him. So they can become preachers, they can become devoted like that in Navadipa. But he manifested this in South India and liberated all the people there. Why? Purport is clarifying that for us. Purport. Because in Navadip area at that time, there were people who were smarta brahmanas. Smartas means they are not really devoted. They just follow rules and regulations. They don't care the rules and regulations are to please Krishna. They just found out what is right, what is not right, according to rules and regulations. They don't care about devotion to Krishna like that. That is why they were not very favorable to receive bhakti. That's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not preach there. But then in South India, people were favorable. So that is why Lord Chaitanya preached there. Prabhupada says, even us preachers, when we don't find some place suitable, then we can go to a suitable place to preach, like that is describing. This is very applicable. For example, our book distributors can relate to this. When they go to some place, it's very dry. Hardly people come once in 2 hours like that. Then they don't like to go to the same spot again. They like to go to places where there are more people, where there's more reception to books like that. Then they go to that place like that. So that's what Prabhupada is recommending here also here. And then he's also saying that is what he also followed. Because in India, he tried to preach. Nobody took it up. Then he came to the West according to the orders of spiritual master. That's the other parallel he's drawing. Prabhupada drawing from his own life. Then who can understand that Lord Chaitanya is empowering anybody to preach like that? Only if we are a devotee, only we can understand that. Otherwise, we'll think, oh, it's just a storyline like that. So if somebody is a devotee, they can understand, they can appreciate. Lord Chaitanya really made everybody who came across to a devotee like that. Now, if we do not believe such uncommon transcendental pastimes of the Lord, then what will happen? We can be vanquished both in this world and the next world, like that is described. So we should have faith in the instruction, in the history, the specific pastimes of the Supreme Lord, like that. Now, text 112. Now he's saying, he described what is happening at the beginning of the South India tour, right? Like everybody who met him, they became devotees, and they're making other devotees, like that. That kept on going, it says, wherever he traveled in South India, like that. Only Krishnadas Goswami is not repeating the same story again, and like that. That's what he's saying in this verse. Now, the next verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally comes to a place called Kurmakshetra. I don't know, many of you know, this is a place in Andhra Pradesh, in India. very close to Visakhapatnam or Vizag. Many people know by that name in South India. In Andhra Pradesh, this is Kurmakshetra is there. It's a very nice pilgrimage place. So that place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally visited, it seems, and he saw the deity there, and he offered prayers and obeisances. So one special history is written in this purport by Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying that apparently one time Lord Sri Ramanujacharya was there in Jagannath Puri. Ramanujacharya wanted deity worship to be done according to regulations like that. He doesn't give all those details now here in the purport. He says one day Jagannath took Lord Ramanujacharya and transported him to this Kurmakshetra while he was sleeping itself. So then when Ramanujacharya got up, he thought it is a Lord Shiva's temple. So he was fasting, it seems, for days, not eating anything. Because Lord Sri Ramanujacharya was very strict to Vaishnava. He did not want to eat anything in Shiva's temple. He did not even want to go to Shiva temple like that. That kind of practice he did like that. So that's not an example we need to imitate, but that was his faith on Krishna and Vishnu. Vishnu found the lords like that. So, but then he later realized this is actually a Kurma avatara. That means one of the avatars of Vishnu only. So then he established a wonderful deity worship, it seems, at that place. And from there on, deity worship was maintained nicely by devotees in Madhvacharya Sampradaya also, it seems. And so that means Sri Sampradaya started the deity worship, and then Madhvacharya Acharyas continued their deity worship there, it seems. That's what Prabhupada writes in the purport. Now, while at this place, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his usual ecstasy of love of Godhead and was exhibiting his ecstatic symptoms. Everyone who saw him was also very astonished, it seems. So when people came to hear about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty and his extraordinary pastimes, everyone came to see that, it seems. And when they saw his beauty and his ecstasy, they were all struck with wonder like that. Just by seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became a devotee. And then they began to chant Krishna and Hari and all the holy names. They were also merged in ecstatic love, and they began to dance, raising their arms like that. So, always hearing them chant the holy names of Lord Krishna, the residents of all other villages also became Vaishnavas. That means people who came to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they started chanting Hare Krishna every time regularly. When they started chanting holy names like that, all the residents near their villages also became devotees like that, Vaishnavas. Then by hearing the holy names of Krishna, like that, everyone became Vaishnavas. It was like nectar of holy name of Krishna overflowed the entire country is this kind. So after some time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his external consciousness. That means until now, he was in ecstatic symptoms like that. And then at that time, a Pujari, priest of Lord Kurmanditi, gave him various offerings, it seems like that. So we'll conclude with this last verse today. He's saying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mode of preaching has already been explained, and I shall not repeat the explanation. In whichever village the Lord entered, his behavior was the same. What was the behavior? Anybody who comes to see him, and they appreciate the chanting of the holy name, and they start chanting the holy name. Sometimes he embraces them, so they get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, they become Vaishnavas. And then when they go back to villages, they'll make so many devotees because they're always chanting the holy name like that. And then whoever comes to see him, they're also becoming devotees like that. The same pattern repeated through the South India tour, like that is described basically. I purposefully stopped here because of less time compared to because the next few verses are very, very nice and important verses where Lord Chaitanya gives instructions to Kurma Brahmana. So that's why I wanted to discuss more detail tomorrow. So we can discuss them from next verse onwards. What Lord Chaitanya instructs Kurma Brahmana and how they're relevant for us as a practicing householders also, practicing devotees in Grihastha Ashram also. We'll see them. We'll pause here today. If anybody has comments or questions, we can take now. Otherwise, we can continue tomorrow. Anybody has any comments or questions? Okay, so we can continue tomorrow. There's a session on Bhagavad Gita class starting in few minutes.